Welcome to my channel, The Morning Pour. This is Holly, and today I'm going to be pouring over this canvas that I previously painted on. So here I'm starting to layer the cup with my Artist Loft Flow White mixed with Floetrol. And that is all that I believe I mixed it with. No, that's not true. I believe I did have satin enamels in there. I did this painting back in June of 2020 though, and it is August of 2021 when I'm actually sitting down to edit the footage. You might wonder why I haven't edited the footage in so long. Well, I will have that story for you up ahead, so make sure you stay here. But before we get any further, could you be a dear and just hit the thumbs up button, please? Thank you. I appreciate that. And if you like my content here, please consider subscribing and clicking the bell. However, if you're not sure if you like my content, then please do not click the subscribe button or click the bell, because I don't want you to be annoyed with any notifications that you do not want to receive. And of course, I love your comments. If you'd like to leave me any comments between now and at any point in this video or any other time, I would love to have them. I do go back and check my messages. I do sometimes miss them, but I usually catch them somewhere along the way. And I do really enjoy reading them, and I thank you for taking the time to leave them. So I'm layering my colors. That color right there is a custom blend that was made from, let's see, what is it? Liquitex Basics Payne's Gray with, I believe it's a Folk Art. I think it's by Folk Art, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's not. It's in the 2-ounce bottle, and it's a very dark metallic blue of some sort. It might be navy or a midnight blue. I forget the name of it, but I actually do buy that color somewhat frequently. I just don't happen to have any of the empty bottles even around to know what color it was right now. That copper is a beautiful copper. It was created by AC Moore and their Premier brand in the tube. I have never found another copper that I love as much as that one. Now, I have not tried Golden's copper, and I have heard Mina Villegas rave about that copper, so I am looking forward to trying it myself. But until I do, I have no way of knowing if it compares to the beautiful fantasticness of the Premier brand. I am so sad that AC Moore decided to close up shop. Okay, so that is Deco Art Extreme Sheen 24K. That is a purple metallic, and that also came from 2-ounce bottles of some sort, and I'm not sure which brand. That lighter orchid color was another brand made by AC Moore's brand Nicole. It was in the 2-ounce bottle, and it was actually probably the worst quality 2-ounce bottle paint I've ever used. It was very watery. However, one of the things I really liked about that particular color was that when it played with their gorgeous copper, it made tremendous fiery effects, which I completely loved, and I have not been able to duplicate with any other paint combination since then, not even using any other kind of copper, brand of copper that I have ever tried. Now look at this gorgeous cup as I'm pouring that out. Look at those beautiful layers and the patterns that it's making as I pour out that cup. That is gorgeous to me. I love looking at that. Let me know in the comments below if you love just how that looks right there. I know many of you have commented that you also enjoy watching the paint flow through the cup. Now, because I did this painting back in June of 2020, I was only using one camera at the time, and I was not filming for YouTube, to be honest. And you might be wondering, well, why on earth then was I filming my painting process if I wasn't filming for YouTube? In fact, I wasn't even sure I would ever do a YouTube channel for paintings. I was leaning toward not doing that at that point in time, to actually be honest. So why then was I filming? That would be the question, my friends, and the answer to that will be up ahead shortly. So make sure that you stay tuned so that you don't miss out on the most fantastical answer. It might be one that could help you in your painting process. Yes, my friends, so at the point I'm editing this, it was approximately 14 months after the time I painted it. Wow. And look at that. I actually sped that up so you can see it expand there a little bit in the puddle. I thought that looked really nice. And there, of course, I'm putting my flow extender. Flow extender! I keep putting that gold down, trying to get those cute little gold cells that other artists get. And occasionally I might get lucky and get one or two in one corner, but I've yet to get the type of cell action around the edges like some other artists have gotten. Not sure what I'm missing, but I have heard that environmental conditions can have something to do with cell activity or the lack of them. And humidity levels apparently is one deciding factor. So I'm kind of thinking that some of my issues with cell formations has been due to humidity levels in my environment. This is what I suspect, because all else has been the same as what other artists have done in their mixtures. So here is, as you see, I'm actually experimenting with tilting in a more circular motion rather than that straight up diagonal type motion that we see from Sarah Mac most commonly. Now, even she has experimented from time to time with the circular motion. I had actually been of the impression at the point in time that I did this painting that going in the circular motion would actually help maintain all those beautiful lines and differentiations that we see within that pour, more than going to the direct angles would do. But you know what, my friends, in the end, that was not a correct assumption. So if you are somewhat new to pouring ring pours and stretching them out in your tilts, and if you are of the frame of mind that surely if you rotate that canvas in a circular motion rather than going in a diagonal off the corners as a way to preserve what you're seeing in your puddle, it doesn't actually typically work that way, except maybe if you have a round canvas or if you put it on a spinner. If you put it on a spinner, it might work out a little bit more the way you have it in mind, or if it's on a round canvas. But with it being a square, it represents a bit of a problem once it starts to reach some of the edges. Of course, as we can see in my painting there, it started to get a little distorted even before it reached the edges. Okay, so it looks a little more distorted when you paint, or when you tilt, excuse me, just straight up toward the diagonal. It looks like it would actually whack that beautiful finery that you see in that puddle more than tilting in a circle, but it typically actually preserves it better. But at that time, 14 months ago, I had not figured that out yet. And this painting actually was part of the way that I did figure that out. But I have to tell you that although 14 months ago I was not in love with the outcome of this painting, didn't hate it, but did not love it. I was actually quite sad that I lost that middle. But down the line, I actually ended up liking it better. So, that said, maybe I should resort back to tilting the canvas in a circular motion, because honestly, I love the way this painting came out. It's one of my favorites. I have it hanging on my wall to this day, and I plan to keep it forever. Yes, I do. You will see what happens in the footage ahead. So, why was I filming then at a time that I was not filming for a YouTube channel? Well, my friends, this is the answer. And if you are someone who is just playing around or working toward, even with seriousness, your craft within acrylic pouring, but you consider yourself not at the level yet that you want to be, and so therefore perhaps you don't consider that you would be ready for a channel yet, and so therefore why would you film yourself? Or maybe like me, you don't even think you want to make a channel, because some people don't want to make a channel. It takes time to have a channel and to make videos, and some people don't have time, or they would prefer to do other things instead. Okay, so that's valid. Why then would we film ourselves if we are not going to make a video channel, a YouTube channel? So one day I was watching some Sarah Mac videos. Oh, surprise, surprise there, right? Okay. And it was her abalone series, okay? I believe it was her abalone series. I'm about 99.9% positive, although perhaps it was maybe one of her passageway series, something like that. Anyway, what happened was she had done a painting previous to the one that she was doing at the video that I was watching right then. And she was explaining that this previous painting, she loved it so much that she wanted to do the best she could to come as close as she could to getting the same type of spectacular results as she had. Now, of course, with acrylic pouring, we all know we are never going to duplicate it exactly, and she was not trying to duplicate it exactly. She, of course, knows, like the rest of us, that that is impossible. But what she did hope to achieve was something very spectacular on an equal level, even though it would have some differences in the final outcome. So this is what she did. Because, of course, she's in the flow when she paints. She doesn't have it all planned out. She doesn't, have it all planned out how she's going to layer the cup. She goes in there, she mixes up her colors, or she takes ones out that she already has mixed that she likes right then, and she starts putting it in the cup. She makes it up as she goes along. She's in the flow. So therefore, she doesn't remember, right? And even if she was paying very close attention, it's hard to always remember exactly how you layered a big cup of paint, okay? She paints on fairly big canvases. She's got like 20-ounce cups of paint probably. That's a lot of layers. So what did she do? She explains in the video that I'm watching right then. She takes out the footage from the painting that she loved, and she rewatches it, and she notates what she did.